So I don't know, Edgar. I'm a big fan and have seen like so much of what you've done. And I don't know all that much about like where you came from. I know you grew up in Venezuela, but I don't. And you started acting there, right? But I don't know what was the thing that got you to L.A. Or New York, wherever you went to when you first started your career in the States.
Yeah, well, I'm a journalist. That's what I did. I never went to drama school. I'm a journalist, and I actually worked as a political journalist for many years before I became an actor.
Are you jealous of me and Julia that this is our job?
No, but
do we have your dream
We're
job?
like uppercase J journalist working.
I loved it. Actually, I used to have I remember that one of my first jobs when I was still in college, when I was still at university, I had a little, like a 10 minute long section about movies at a very popular radio show hosted by a woman and a man. So I feel like a little bit in the same setting right now.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember I was maybe like 18 or something, and I would talk about movies, that were at the time like my hobby. Like I was a movie aficionado. Little I knew that years later I would jump in front of the camera and give it a shot at an acting career. I did my first movie in Venezuela, which was actually a comedy. It was a dark comedy, but my character was a straight character. It was a two-hander, and my character was a serious one, and there was another actor who played the one that was the funny one, and that movie got pre-nominated for the Oscars and for the Golden Globes, and that was the first project that brought me to the U.S. Then I auditioned for what it would be Tony Scott's next movie, which was Domino. And then I remember that I was getting ready to go back to Venezuela because we had done already the Q&As and all the things that you do, in the pre-selection campaigns for the Academy Awards. And then suddenly I got a call from the casting director telling me, who had seen my movie and knew that I was in LA, met me at a Q&A and then got my number and called me for the audition. And then I got a call saying, okay, Edgar, you have a callback. And I said, oh, thank you. What is a callback? Like I didn't even know what that was. And I said, a director session, the director wants to see you. And I said, what? Like Tony Scott want to see me? And then I went in, I had a director session with him. And 3 weeks later, he called me and said, kid, we're cooking. And then I came to LA to do my first American movie. But I never moved to Los Angeles until 4 years ago.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, my father was a diplomat. So I grew up in different countries, Venezuela and other countries in the Americas and in Europe. So I've always been very used to just have my life in a carry-on and just move around.
Aren't you fluent in a million languages?
Yes, multiple.
Very smart.
Dr. Edgar Ramírez.
Very lucky, yeah, but not a million, but yeah, some.
Quite a few. It's very impressive.